Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 2023 LMTI Summer Leadership Conference Parent Webinar. Before we get into all of the information, I just want to go over some buzzwords, some things you might hear me saying as I go through this presentation. So LMTI is the Lindsey Meyer Teen Institute. We are the organization that runs our Summer Leadership Conference. YACS, our Youth Advisory Council, and we'll tell you more about those. TAPs are our college-age TI staff, and we'll tell you more about those as well. And CAMP, or SLC, those are words that we use interchangeably to discuss our annual Summer Leadership Conference that we hold every August. And anything else, feel free to reach out if you're unsure about anything. So what is LMTI and the SLC? So LMTI is the Lindsey Meyer Teen Institute. We are a program of partners in prevention, and our mission is to guide young people to realize their leadership potential and become empowered to create positive change in themselves, in their schools, and in their communities. And what's the SLC? The Summer Leadership Conference is a 5-day leadership seminar in the woods with kids from all across New Jersey. And we're going to get into all of the awesome details of what this involves as we go throughout the presentation. What groundwork does LMTI follow? We follow these two groundworks primarily to help decide the way we're going to impact change within the students. So we follow KMAC. That means knowledge, motivation, action, change. And the Search Institute's 4 S's. That looks at what are our sparks, our strengths, our struggles, and support. And we use these throughout our whole program to help guide the youth and learn about all of the things that they're passionate about. Now I'm going to show a little video so you can get to know a little bit more about us.
The Lindsey Meyer Teen Institute's mission is to guide young people to realize their leadership potential and become empowered to create positive changes in themselves, their schools, and their communities. At LMTI, we firmly believe that middle and high school students are not the leaders of tomorrow, but rather they are the leaders of today.
LMTI is different because it sends a message of positivity. A lot of prevention programs talk to young people about the negative impacts on their life, the negative impacts to their health, but TI really reframes the entire conversation. It makes it about why this is ultimately the best thing for you, and it gives it a fun and positive spin on it. You know, you're making new friends, you're trying new things, and here are all these great examples of things that you can do and continue to live, you know, a substance-free life.
But LMTI is so much more about personal growth, leadership, and that all comes down to the Summer Leadership Conference that the whole program is based around. And at this camp, not only do people who've been there before get a chance to be leaders by being counselors at the camp, but then the participants come and they get to experience workshops, to experience processing what happens during the day, processing the speakers that happen at camp. All these things combined to make it a total package kind of deal where kids grow as people in whole throughout their entire high school career and to where it carries out their entire life.
I love how organized and purposeful LMTI is. The whole camp, I feel like there's a direction that we go in. Every activity has a purpose behind it.
LMTI is different from other prevention programs because there is a mixture of fun and intensity. And a lot of times when you're in some other prevention program, there might be people talking at them, whereas this is just much more interactive and gives them the tools they need to solve those problems and challenges.
The presenters were amazing, you know. They were able to talk about the things that matter, the things that needs to be said, but not in a way, not in a tactic that many other people might have said it. They didn't use the fear tactic. They told you from personal experience. They were able to entertain you for a whole hour, but also educate you, which I thought was like really amazing. Also, I felt like most of the presenters were easy to connect with.
You were born on purpose. And you may say right now, you might be like, man, I was forced to come here, but I promise you, you're gonna have a phenomenal experience. Go to the pond later, take a small pebble, throw it into the pond, you'll see one little ripple. Stay there long enough, and you'll see the ripple take the whole lake. If you change yourself, you'll change the people in your life, and they'll change others, and then the world will change. Change the way you thought, change the things you think, change the things to believe, and remember that you are lovable and capable. I thank you very much.
Absolutely life-changing. Like, honestly, I came into this open-minded to just see new people, and it just like changed my perspective on like everything.
I just learned so much, and I met so many great people and made some memories I will never forget.
TI is a transformational experience. The person I was before TI and the person I am after TI are two completely different people. TI has literally changed my life in the best ways possible.
Well, I have seen the LMTI program empower my students who are already leaders within themselves, but the LMTI program has taken it to a whole nother level. It's helped them realize that they don't have to be judged, that in order to be a leader there isn't an exact mold, and that they can step out of their comfort zone and take all these positive risks. It's been an absolutely amazing experience to see how they grow. Every single group that PCTI has brought has done something amazing and has grown in a way that I don't think they would have been able to do had the LMTI program not been a part of their lives.
Yes, we're spotting.
Yeah, lean forward.
Get his hand.
Put your trust
Yes.
in the spotter.
Yes, keep
Yes.
going.
Woo! You got it. Good job. Good job, Miracle.
Push it.
That was awesome!
That is just a little bit of what we're all about and what our summer leadership conference looks like. So now an overview to talk about, this year. So our camp this year is running from August 21st through the 25th. We are hosted at the gorgeous YMCA Camp Ralph Mason in Hardwick, New Jersey. If you have never been over there, it is just beautiful. There's a gorgeous lake. It's a wonderful place to be. And at camp, we have approximately 250 youth and 50 youth and college staff. So what does our structure look like? So we all have certain roles that we play to make sure this happens. And we're going to tell you about all of these different roles and all of the different people who are going to be at camp. So we have our YACs, our Youth Advisory Council. So our YACs are actually high school students who have attended camp before and who are leaders and role models for the other participants at camp. Our YACs undergo an extensive application, interview, and training process. They start training in April to begin getting ready to be helpful at camp. They've all attended camp previously, and they're role models. They're alcohol, tobacco, and other drug-free, and they're there to help all of the other new participants feel more comfortable and get acclimated to camp. Then we have our CATs. These are our college-aged TI staff. CATs are college-age students who may or may not have attended camp before, but are leaders and role models who are alcohol, tobacco, and other drug-free, and can show our participants what that looks like as you get older, as you go off to college, what it can look like to live alcohol, tobacco, and other drug-free. Our CATs have also undergone an extensive application, interview, and training process. to make sure they are ready to serve our participants as best as possible. And they act as process group leaders, action group advisors, cabin chaperones, workshop facilitators, and more. And we'll tell you about what all of those things mean in just a few minutes. We have our advisors. These are adults who are coming from your schools and communities. They work with our action groups at camp. These dedicated adults come to camp with your students from the community so that they can learn with them throughout the week. And then they can work with the action groups throughout the school year to help implement all of the amazing types of change that we talk about during the summer. These wonderful individuals also often serve as process group leaders and cabin chaperones as well. Then we have our volunteers. These are just amazing, dedicated adults. A lot of them went through LMTI as youth and now come back and are here to help make this experience wonderful for the participants. They are dedicated adults who serve as process group leaders, cabin chaperones, workshop facilitators. They help coordinate the fun special events that we have. They are such an integral part of our camp experience, and they kind of are just there to make sure that everything goes smoothly to help us all. Then we have our wonderful Camp Mason staff. These are the people who maintain the grounds that we are able to stay on, and they help to make sure that our stay at Camp Mason is a great one. They assist us with various activities and events, some fun surprises that we get to see throughout camp, and they provide additional assistance to LMTI staff as needed. Then we have our wonderful support staff. We have our coordinators. So these are people who work specifically with our yaks and cats. They attend and work on the trainings with all of our yaks and cats, and they work with our yaks and cats while at camp, and they help to troubleshoot any issues, make sure that everyone is supported and things are going just the way they should be. Then we have 2 nurses, and they are there to ensure the health and safety of our campers. They are there for medication management, for any sickness or injury that could happen. They are there to make sure everyone is doing well. And then we have our care team. These are trained counselors who are available to speak with students if the need arises. We want to make sure that everyone who's coming to camp feels fully supported. So we have these wonderful support staff to make sure that happens. And finally, we have our LMTI staff. These are our year-round staff members who organize and plan the Summer Leadership Conference. We handle all of the logistic components of camp, making sure that any emergencies are dealt with. We also work year-round with the action groups. You know, we don't have our action groups come to camp for 5 days and say, all right, see you next year. We do action group meetings throughout the year, and we are there to support you throughout the year to make sure that we are helping make change in your community. And we plan and implement follow-up events and activities, whether that's reunions, alumni days, things like that. We are just wanting to make sure that everyone feels involved in the TI family. And participants, these are the wonderful, wonderful high school students who come to camp and make sure that we get to keep this running. And then they bring all of these wonderful ideas back to their community, and we see change throughout the state because of these wonderful participants. So a little bit about our program. You know, we're here for 5 days. What are we doing for those 5 days? We're going to get into that a little bit. So first of all, we have our general sessions. General sessions occur 1 or 2 times daily. And during these times, everyone at camp comes together to see presenters and performers. And you got to see a little bit of that in the video that we watched. We have some absolutely wonderful motivational speakers who come and talk to the kids about their lived experiences. And they are able to really learn a lot from these people's stories. This is a great opportunity for everyone at camp to experience something together and something that really bonds everybody. In addition, we have our action groups. We talked about these a little bit. These are the groups that come from the same community or school. Some people will be with people just from their school. Others, if there's a smaller amount of people, they might be people from the larger community. And our action groups work together daily, and we develop an action plan. And what this is students will identify a problem within their community. And then we discuss how we can break down that problem and begin to address it. and our advisors are the ones who work with our groups to guide them in their action planning process. Then we have our process groups. So our process groups refer to a group of students from different high schools and communities who meet daily to candidly discuss reactions and thoughts related to the topics presented during the week. So throughout the week, we want to make sure that as we're going through all of these wonderful things, we're really spending time to reflect and think about what we're learning. And the process groups are an amazing opportunity to do that with people who you get to know throughout the week. Our process groups are led by a college staff member or advisors and volunteers. And our process groups have 12 to 15 students and 2 to 3 youth staff members typically. Our workshops. We have workshops offered twice during the course of this week, and we offer different workshops every year. Students will be given the opportunity to decide which of the workshops they'd like to attend. This allows students to get more information on the topic areas that they care about the most. And they're also an opportunity to get more relevant information related to the stuff that they've been working on during the week. And then we have special events, and these are sometimes the things that our campers are most excited for. We have an open mic, we have a ropes course, a dance, and some more surprise fun that we do throughout the week. In addition to that, we want to make sure that everyone has an opportunity to relax, to rest, to have fun. Even though we build fun into everything that we're doing, everybody needs a little break now and then. So we make sure we have free time. While at Camp Mason, we are fortunate enough to be able to enjoy 460 acres of natural beauty, and there are a ton of fun outdoor activities. People can go swim in the pool. There's volleyball, basketball, there is Gaga, nature hikes. There are so many great options of things you can do during your free time to connect with nature, relax, have fun, and enjoy. Now we're going to talk about some logistics. I think these might be some of the burning questions you might have. Like, where do we sleep? We sleep in cabins. So most cabins are duplex buildings that sleep approximately 12 to 14 individuals on each side. Each cabin has electricity and full dormitory style bathrooms. Each cabin is chaperoned by an adult staff member, a college staff member, and youth staff members. And we purposely place students into cabins with participants from other schools to allow them the opportunity to get to know more people. So we do this because it's easy to stick to your comfort zone with the people that you know. But when we come to camp, it's all about taking a positive risk. And it is crazy how quickly people go from being scared to being in a cabin without anybody they know to having such a strong, close-knit group of friends from their cabin. So this is a great opportunity to meet new people and get to spend some time with them in our cabins. We have our health services. So like I mentioned, we have 2 registered nurses on site all week. When campers come, we ask that all prescription and non-prescription medications are turned into the nurses upon arrival. We ask that any medications that the participants take be in the original containers with any original labeling. When you fill out your application for camp, there will be a section for you to put in any health concerns you have, any medications you take. And after you've done that, if anything changes, you're able to just send an email to kshantau@pipnj.org and let me know, and make sure that the label reflects the change, just so that everybody is aware of what the participant is taking. So what do we need to bring? So we ask that you bring bedding and towels. So in our cabins, every participant will have a bed and a mattress on that bed, but we ask that you bring a sleeping bag or bed linens and a pillow and a blanket. This will give you an opportunity to be comfortable in your bed. And we also ask that you bring towels and washcloths. There are showers in all of the cabins, but you will need to bring your own towels. For clothes, we ask that you kind of prepare for different weather. So we suggest you bring shorts, jeans, t-shirts, sweatshirts, socks, light jacket, waterproof jacket or poncho, some sturdy sneakers, pajamas. we really just say bring a range of clothing because some days it might be really hot because it's August in the summer, and other days it could be rainy, cold. We just want you to be prepared. For toiletries, we recommend bringing a toothbrush and toothpaste, shampoo, soap, and personal items, and tissues. Miscellaneous, we'd recommend bringing a flashlight, some sunscreen, and a water bottle. Some optional things, bathing suit if you're interested in using the pool, flip-flops for the shower, a backpack, bug spray, camera, musical instrument, and we really ask that you label everything because there are so many people who are going to be arriving at the same time. It can be easy for things to get lost. So the more of your stuff that's labeled, the easier chance we'll have to make sure that it stays with you. Now, what not to bring? So we ask that you do not bring tablets, computers, or other electronic devices. We don't want you to lose these valuable items. And in addition to that, we have an extremely full schedule, so there's not really time to use these items. So we ask that you leave them at home. We ask that you don't bring food or snacks either. We will be providing all meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, as well as snacks throughout the day. We ask that you do not bring these because food and snacks can attract animals into the cabin. In addition to that, we are a nut-safe environment, so no peanuts or tree nuts or anything like that. If you have any specific dietary needs, just let us know in advance. These are things that we can work with. There's an opportunity to fill that out on your application, or if you didn't get a chance to do that, you can send an email to Kira at kshantau@pipnj.org, and we'll make sure that we can do what we can to support those dietary needs. If you have any other questions, you can find more information from us at mjlmti.org. You can find information on our Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, all listed there. And if you want to reach out to me, either related to any health concerns, dietary concerns, or any additional questions you have, you can send me an email at kshantau@pipnj.org. Thank you so much, and we look forward to seeing you all at camp this year.